What's up guys, it's Messed Up Swede. Right now I'm checking out another Skyboy video. Go check out his channel. Go like this video. Yeah man, let's see. This one is England's Deadliest Gangster, Dale Cregan. So yeah, let's see what he's saying, man. Don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. We're on the way to 1,000 subs, man. Help me get there. Let's go.
Was born in Ashton-under-Lyne.
Okay, hold on.
Dale Cregan was born in Ashton-under-Lyne at Tameside General Hospital.
Okay, so close to Manchester.
Dale Cregan was born in
Or is it in Manchester? Yeah, I guess.
Ashton-under-Lyne at Tameside General Hospital on the 6th of June 1983 to Paul Cregan,
Okay, so he's 40.
a tool settler from Manchester, and Anita Maria Cregan. He's one of 3 siblings. Cregan's older brother Dean was born 2 years earlier and younger sister followed. Cregan.
Why is his eye like that? Is that from like an injury? I would guess so.
Cregan's older brother Dean was born 2 years earlier and younger sister followed. Cregan grew up in Droylsden. They say some of the most twisted killers in history started off initially by killing animals. Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, like, is this like on a serial killer type of thing?
Who dismembered 17 people 3 decades ago, had first practiced his butchery by cutting up dogs and cats, impaling their heads on sticks.
Damn, that's nasty, man.
Ian Brady, the Moors murderer who tortured and killed 5 children in the 1960s, boasted of killing his first cat when he was just 10 and went on
These are some sick people,
to
man.
burn another cat alive, stone dogs and cut off rabbits' heads before going on to target people. The links between early cruelty to animals and later.
They put Michael Vick in there. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't read about what Michael Vick has done. I just know he's a big like NFL player. So if he's done some mad stuff like that, I don't see how they would still be talking about him.
Later violent and aggressive crimes have been documented for decades. Dale Cregan was no different. At a young age, he also killed animals, rabbits especially, skinning them. This ultimately.
Skinning them off. Damn.
He also killed animals, rabbits especially, skinning them. This ultimately desensitized him. Cregan attended.
I mean, so far this doesn't really sound like a gangster. It just sounds like a psychopath, man.
A now defunct Little Moss High School where he began dealing cannabis and reportedly developed a bad fetish for knives. He spent 18 months living with his sister in Tenerife. Upon his return, Cregan began collecting firearms until he possessed a.
Does he? Is the eye thing like from birth? I mean, I don't know.
Around 10 weapons, including machine guns. By the age of 22, Cregan had begun dealing cocaine, claiming £20,000 a week in profits, but always giving his official job as a plasterer. Cregan is known as One Eye due to his missing left eye, which is believed to have been carved out with a knife under circumstances unknown. He has told friends.
Carved out with a knife? That sounds like some crazy stuff, man.
Believed to have been carved out with a knife under circumstances unknown. He has told friends it was a result of a brawl in Thailand, but many believe it was a rival drug dealer's way of teaching him a lesson, and he spun his reality in a story more befitting of his pride. His older brother Dean was also a big-time drug dealer. Now there were 2 criminal families in Manchester, the Shorts and the Atkinsons. Now Dale Cregan was an Atkinson family affiliate, and on the 13th of May 2012, after Manchester City pipped Manchester United to a league title in the last minute, celebrations were being held in a pub. Rival family members.
Damn, man. Don't show me City winning.
Were present in the pub, and it said the Shorts chucked a bottle at an Atkinson member. Now upon learning the news, Dale Cregan wanted revenge, and he set his sights on David Short, who was the leader of the family. From a seemingly meaningless altercation, Cregan was willing to escalate matters, which tells you everything about the man he is. A fortnight later, on the 25th of May, Cregan and a couple friends drove to the Cotton Tree pub in Droylsden. This was the same pub that the bottle was thrown. Cregan was armed with a 9mm Glock, and at 11:49 p.m, CCTV captured Cregan approaching the pub in his car. Now inside the pub, David Short and his son Mark were playing pool. David Short paused the game to go to the toilet. As he was in the toilet, Cregan, with his face covered, ran inside the pub. Now inside the pub, he couldn't locate David, so he shot his son Mark 3 times in the chest. 2 other men suffered gunshot wounds
Man.
to their legs, and a third suffered a wound to his back. Cregan fired a total of 7 shots in 30 seconds. CCTV again captured Cregan making his getaway. Now David returns to his son fatally injured. He sobbed at his son dying in his arms. Cregan had officially escalated this dispute
Yeah, this must have started a war, man.
into a full-blown war. David, unsurprisingly, refused to talk to the police when they questioned him. David wanted revenge. He didn't want to see Cregan in his cell for the rest of his life. He wanted him 6 feet deep. Now Cregan, with a target on his back from both the Short family and the police, decided to flee to Thailand. He returned to Manchester on the 12th of June, where he was arrested upon arrival by police. Greater Manchester police brought him in for questioning, but were lacking severe evidence, hence they had to let him go. During this time, the police worked vigorously in order to build a case so it could be presentable to a Crown Court. Once they achieved this, they managed to arrest Cregan's accomplices, and on the 12th of August, they attempted to arrest Cregan at his house. However, he was nowhere to be found. Cregan had left and travelled further up north to a place known as Lake District upon hearing that his accomplices had been arrested. Now you'd think a man on the run only thought would be able to survive and keep a low profile. Not Cregan though. Instead, he was thinking of a way to make amends for not being able to kill David Short that night.
So he's still thinking about taking him out. Crazy, man.
Instead, he was thinking of a way to make amends for not being able to kill David Short that night. At this point, they were both at each other's throats, and it was only a matter of who got who first. So Cregan familiarized himself with David Short's daily routine, what he did in the morning, afternoon, and night. He'd pay off anyone willing to give him details of David's movements. Cregan discovered that the grieving father visited his son's cemetery in Droylsden every day. Upon learning this, on the 10th of August, Cregan and fellow gang member Anthony Wilkinson headed to the cemetery. However, it would be the day David broke his daily routine, and for some reason he didn't visit his son that day. Cregan then got another accomplice to drive him and Wilkinson to the address of David Short. They waited in the car outside patiently for David, and not long after, David came outside. He was hosting a family barbecue and went to the boot of his car to get some furniture. While David was taking the furniture inside the house, he left the door open. Cregan and Atkinson instantly took advantage of this blunder and ran in. Both of them shot David multiple times. David was cornered in an alleyway where Cregan then walked him down and gave him 3 fatal shots to the head at point blank range.
Madman.
Despite shooting him in the head 3 times and knowing David was dead, Cregan pulled out a grenade and exploded it on David as he lies dead.
What the hell? How? What the? Yeah, that surprised me, man. What the hell?
Cregan pulled out a grenade and exploded it on David as he lies dead. This should tell you everything about the psyche of Cregan. Death didn't satisfy him. He wanted destruction of his enemies. This made
Yeah, that must have been crazy for his family, man. Damn.
it the first time that a grenade had been used in a murder on mainland British soil. Cregan's reign of terror didn't stop there. He and the lads headed to the address of someone.
It wouldn't be the first time over here, to be honest. Explosions happen like every other day over here, man. But yeah. I think there was, I mean, they haven't really been involved in murders, but I think I saw a video at some point where a guy was throwing a grenade into an apartment or something like that. Crazy, man.
Cregan's reign of terror didn't stop there. He and the lads headed to the address of someone else they had issues with and launched a grenade on their front door before fleeing the scene completely. He then used one last grenade to blow up their van and left. Thankfully, it caused no casualties. Despite obliterating everything in his way, Cregan and his gangsters were cool as a cucumber and decided to go out and buy some ice cream. Greater Manchester
Who the hell would go and buy some ice cream after that, man?
were cool as a cucumber and decided to go out and buy some ice cream. Greater Manchester Police responded by issuing Operation Dakar. There was now an intense manhunt for Cregan and his crew of gangsters. Cregan became the most wanted man in Greater Manchester. The police threw every bit of resources they had. The police also discovered his fingerprints in a half blown up van, as well as DNA on the ice cream wrapper he left behind.
Just because of the ice cream, man.
And finally, they discovered the empty ammunition cases and the gun magazine itself. They had the evidence needed to put him away for good. The police also offered 25,000 rewards for any information leading up.
That must be a lot of money in the UK. Like I could see this happening like in the US, but that must be rare when it comes to the UK, it feels like.
To the arrest of Cregan and Wilkinson. Only a fortnight later, the reward was doubled. Anthony Wilkinson must have got tired of being
Doubled?
on the run.
Damn.
And decided to hand himself in. Cregan, however, couldn't care less and remained on the run. Now, after weeks on the run, Cregan makes a move.
And was it really out there like this? That looks crazy, man.
On the 17th of September 2012, he visits the home of an old acquaintance who happens to be a barber, threatens him with a grenade, and gets him to trim his hair and beard. It was almost like he was trying to look his best for his future mugshot. He spent that night drinking and
So he threatened him with a grenade to cut his hair. This guy was a madman.
eating away like it was his last. The following day, he loaded up his Glock semi-automatic pistol more than usual. He went from a 17-round magazine to a 32-round one. Now Fiona Bone, 32, and Nicola Hughes, 23, were on a routine patrol on the 18th of September 2012 when they were sent to Abbey Gardens in Greater Manchester at about 11 AM following a report of a burglary. However, it was Del Cregan who made the call. The most dangerous criminal in Manchester pretended to be a victim in distress in order to lure the police to where he wanted them. Half an hour later, Fiona and Nicola were approaching the address unarmed. The minute they got close to the door, Cregan opened the door and started firing at them both. Now, in the act of bravery, Fiona, despite being hit more than a few times, attempted to reach for her taser. Cregan's reply was a gunshot to her chest, which pierced her heart and killed her instantly. Now, Nicola was still alive, but she was paralyzed as the bullets severed her spinal cord.
R.I.P. man. That's some crazy shit, man.
Cregan then went to her and shot her in the head 3 times at point blank range.
Yeah, this guy was definitely a psychopath, man.
After finally emptying his 32-round magazine, he ended it with his signature move, takes out a grenade and explodes it. Complete and utter obliteration. After getting somewhat of a picture of what had happened, armed police were immediately deployed to the scene. An hour after the double murder, Cregan drove to a police station in Hyde and handed himself in.
So he basically just did that for fun. Yeah. Nah, man.
Now, the murder of the 2 officers became national news and sent shockwaves around the city.
What we've seen is just an absolutely despicable act, one of pure evil, the cold-blooded murder of 2 female police officers doing their job out there protecting the public. Another reminder of the incredible risks and the great work our police service does.
I'm not gonna lie, man. After that, I would not want to... Like, I wouldn't be a cop if I couldn't wear a gun, man. That's crazy to me, man. Like, even in Sweden, where it's like weak as hell with the police and everything, like the laws. But still, at least the cops have guns, man. I don't understand that about the UK. Like, yeah, no way I would be a cop if I couldn't wear a gun, man.
And my thoughts, and I think the thoughts of the whole country, will be with their families at this impossibly difficult.
Nicola Hughes' funeral was held on the 3rd of October. Fiona's funeral was a day late on the 4th. Manchester paid their respects to both. Sir Alex Ferguson
R.I.P. like I said, man.
who at the time was the manager of Manchester United Football Club, attended the funerals and said in a statement that the club was deeply saddened by the tragic loss of 2 young policewomen protecting our community. The trial of Cregan began on the 4th of February 2013 at Preston Crown Court, where he stood with 9 co-accused charged with murder and attempted murder. Cregan had earlier pleaded not guilty to the murders of PC Nicola Hughes and PC Fiona Bone, and the murders of Mark Shaw and David Shaw, in an appearance by a video link at Liverpool Crown Court. Cregan then changed his plea to guilty for the murders of the 2 police officers on the 12th of February 2013 and pleaded guilty on 22nd of May 2013 to the murders of the father and son David and Mark Shaw. On the 13th of June 2013, Cregan was cleared of attempted murder of Sharon Hart. However, on the same day, he was sentenced to life imprisonment for the 4 murders with a whole life order, meaning he will never be released from prison.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now this concludes the story of Del Cregan. Honestly, I'd go as far as to say he's the most dangerous gangster the country has ever seen. If you know of someone else more dangerous than this savage, then let me know in the comments below. As always,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though, I wouldn't call this a gangster. None of the stuff he was doing was like... Yeah, he was just a psychopath just looking to kill people for fun. So, I don't know what's gangster about, like, killing innocent people, man. But yeah, that's my opinion. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments, man. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And I'm out. Peace.